Hey, here we go, everybody. Welcome back to the Fragrance Fraternity. Thanks for spending some time with me. It's always a pleasure to be back here talking fragrances with you lovely, great smelling people. Do me a quick favor, hit that subscribe button. We're going to jump into today's topic, which is a signature scent. Now, what is a signature scent? It's a scent that you're going to be known by, something that people are going to remember you by. And the difficulty is when you start collecting more and more fragrances, it's kind of difficult to have a signature scent. So it's a little bit of a diminishing returns as far as enjoying your favorite fragrances because they kind of start competing against each other. So I really recommend to you guys, try not to get fragrances that you know that you're not going to necessarily wear or that might be redundant to one another. And it's always better to have less as far as a total number of fragrances that are of better quality and that you're going to enjoy more versus trying to get every single fragrance out there and now you have certain ones that are competing against each other for wearing time. So that's what we're hoping to avoid. So here we go, let's jump into it. This first one is called Burberry Brit, and I've been hunting this one for a while, guys, because I've been really hearing a lot of great stuff about it, and the hype is real. It lives up to the hype. It's a beautiful rose cardamom fragrance that works in every situation. All of these are going to be very versatile. That's what makes a great signature scent, is good versatility, and it's no different here. This can really straddle that line of day or nighttime use, good for the office, great for most situations, very masculine, very appealing, not as mature as something like a Burberry London. The spices are dialed back a little bit and it is a little bit fresher. So it's like a halfway point between a citrus freshie and then you have like Burberry London on the other side of that extreme. So it's right in there in the middle, really does a great job of straddling that line. And if you like rose fragrances, the way that this one comes across is very mature and masculine and very interesting to me because rose fragrances tend to lean feminine, but they really brought in this date night kind of sexy masculine type of a DNA with the addition of the cardamom, which I am an absolute sucker for. So really like what they've done here. Burberry Brit, I believe it won Best Fragrance of the Year in 2005, and I can definitely see why. The next one up we have is Black Walnut Legend. For those of you that do not know, this is a clone of Creed Aventus, and I have been kind of comparing this one to Hollister Canyon Escape. That's another one that I've been speaking about quite often on the channel. And I kind of go back and forth as to which one I like more. Lately, I've been feeling this one more because it does bring out more of that smoky nuance and I get slightly better performance here. So if you want a little bit more of a smoky, I know sometimes the different batches of Aventus have different smells, right? So if you want something that smells like a smokier batch instead of a fruitier batch, this is what you're gonna get with Canyon Escape. Go with this or go with Club de Nuit Intense Man. Really, any of the good Aventus clones are gonna make a great signature scent if Aventus is your vibe. So it doesn't necessarily have to be this one, but this is a great one that you can get for about $20 to $25. That's gonna smell like a niche fragrance with Black Walnut Legend from Banana Republic. Very impressed by that one. The next one up we have is gonna be Terre de Hermes Eau Intense Vetiver. This is an excellent example of a fragrance that people are gonna remember you by because not that many people rocking this. It is somewhat popular, but in Fragcom, we tend to overthink how much fragrance that people are wearing and how often people are really wearing fragrance. So if you wear something like this, you're gonna be, it's a memorable fragrance. And I really love this one more so than the other ones in the line because it kind of removes that bitter orange. So try this one out and compare it to the original. Maybe that bitter orange earthiness is more so for you, which is what the real essence of Terre de Hermes is. But if you're like me and you want a little bit more of the citrus, a little bit more of a fresher take, try out the new Eau Givre or Eau Intense Vetiver. Stunning stuff, really, really appealing, just turns heads and can't say enough good things about it. Very classy, upscale type of a smell. So is this one, Prada L'homme. This is the next one. This is the best soapy iris men's fragrance. Prada is known for making these soapy fragrances that are just so awesome and very high quality oils in here. Very, very versatile and just so clean, so fresh. But not citrusy, more soapy. And if you're an iris sucker, this is kind of a must own because you just get the best quality iris here in a designer. I really believe that. And you can get influence off the other fragrances in the Prada lines, like the Luna Rossa line. They all have this little bit of soapiness that comes from this Prada DNA. That's what they're really known for, is the soapiness. And besides maybe Amber Pour Homme, this is gonna be just, if you want one Prada fragrance, what is Prada men's fragrances all about? You know, what are they all about? Prada L'homme is the best example of that. High quality, luxurious type fragrance, very sexy, just very clean and very awesome. Now, The next one is also a clean, fresh fragrance, but done in a completely different way, done in a more modern way, done in an Ambroxan way. And this is Sauvage Parfum, the most refined Sauvage, the most upscale Sauvage, the most, I guess, classy of the Sauvages, and still versatile enough to where it's going to work in a lot more situations than something like the Elixir. The Elixir is a lot more of a situational fragrance, so that's why I went with the Parfum. And I'm going to tell you guys that I'm going to take Sauvage Parfum over Bleu de Chanel any day of the week. I just really prefer that the way Sauvage comes across versus Bleu de Chanel, the fresh shower gel type smell in here is more appealing to me than kind of the citrus forward nature that Bleu de Chanel goes. So, you know, you could also sub in Bleu de Chanel is what I'm trying to say as your signature scent instead of Sauvage Parfum. So just see which one works better for you. They kind of compete. That's why I'm mentioning that one. But for me personally, Sauvage Parfum, great performance, great atomizer, great magnetic cap, just great quality all around with these Dior fragrances. Yeah, you got to get some Sauvage in your life if you really want to dive into the fragrance game. The next one up here is going to be more affordable. This is a clone. This is Lattafa Maahir Legacy. It is a clone of Parfums de Marly Sedley, which is another Ambroxan forward fresh fragrance, but costs 10 times more than Maahir Legacy. And let me tell you, the quality in here is excellent. This is a sub $40 fragrance, and it smells like an $80 fragrance. I'm very impressed by this one. I got a compliment on this the first day that I wore it, so you're gonna create a real nice sillage with this one, and it does last a good amount of time. It has a nice lemony zing, or maybe lime, can't remember, but lemon or lime right in the opening, then that sort of fades down into this real nice prominent Ambroxan lavender backbone that is so popular today and is very modern in that way with the Ambroxan and the lavender combo coming across. So Maahir Legacy is a great signature scent that's gonna perform for you all day, very versatile. Very impressed here from the House of Lattafa. It's really made me appreciate Lattafa a lot more because I'm very impressed with that particular release. The next one up is going to be a bit of a different scent profile. This is Banana Republic Grassland. I've talked about this one a decent amount, but it deserves to be mentioned here because it is one that works. It just works, and it's worked for many years. And why do I say that? Because it has similarities to Cool Water. It has similarities to Green Irish Tweed. And those fragrances have been working for decades. And this one is similar in that style, but just less expensive. $25 here, you're gonna get something that smells like a $60 to $80 fragrance. So you're getting great bang for your buck. This is an eau de parfum concentration. It's a green, grassy, sort of minty type of a fragrance. And look at this green bottle, very beautiful, stands out in your collection, very noticeable and very appealing. If you want something grassy and minty and fresh and versatile, this is a great option. Go with Grasslands or Grassland, no S. Okay, a couple more. Bvlgari Man Wood Essence. So how do I know this makes a great signature scent? Because this was actually my signature scent in college for a good amount of time. And it doesn't come across the same as other woody fragrances like the One or even like the Burberry, or I can't really, I guess, you know, the Terre de Hermes has some woods in there as well, but that one's mainly better. Anyway, what I'm trying to get at is it's a very easygoing woody fragrance. It's a very mass appealing woody fragrance, a little bit more on the synthetic side, but just well blended, well rounded off, very masculine and great for a more youthful person or someone that likes fresher takes on fragrances. So very fresh woody fragrance here. And it's kind of got an amalgamation of a bunch of different woods all melded in together, but the end result is beautiful and works really well. I wish the performance was a little bit better, but this one has come down in price a lot since it first came out, and currently it's a great buy. It's a great masculine woody fragrance that's fresh enough to work in a lot of different situations and is very appealing. And yeah, can't say enough good things about it. You can see by the big dent that I put in this one how much I like that and have worn it over the years. So two more. This one is Mont Blanc, and this is Individuel. So this one is an interesting one because it's a fresh fragrance, but it's not done in a typical fresh fragrance citrusy type of a way. It is a little bit more synthetic, but it's not cheap smelling, and that's a very key distinction because this one, it is synthetic because of the way that it was made, not because it's cheap. So some fragrances are synthetic because they're just cheap and they're poor alcohol and the poor ingredients were used, not poor alcohol, but the oils that they use are cheap or whatever, but that's not the case here. Good quality here, as is usually the case with Mont Blanc, and has some similarities to Creed's original Santal, even though this came out first. This smells very fresh. It's got that fabric softener type of a smell with a nice little hint of raspberry, not overly fruity, mainly fresh, but just a touch of that raspberry sweetness just to give it a little bit of character. Excellent fragrance. This is my second bottle, and this one, like I mentioned earlier, it's not a citrus freshie. It's got its own DNA. It really does have its own originality, and you may find that you really love this one. Performance is great on my skin. It smells classy, smells luxurious, and smells a lot more expensive than what you're gonna pay. So, love Individuel. Last one up is Armani Code Parfum. I'm a sucker for Iris, and so I had to throw at least a couple Iris fragrances in here. It takes that Armani Code tonka bean DNA that is so popular, or at least amongst the fragrance community is popular, not necessarily everywhere, but it freshens it up and modernizes it. It brings it into the 2020s, makes it more wearable for today for a guy under 30 like myself to get into. The original Armani Code is a little bit dated in my opinion. It does smell a little bit more mature. If you're in 40s or up, I feel like that's more so the original Armani Code, but Armani Code Parfum with the addition of that Iris, man, stunning stuff. Great signature scent. It's a great fragrance to be known by. I would have no problem just being known as the Armani Code Parfum guy because it's upscale, it's classy, it's luxurious. It's like a James Bond type fragrance right here. So really great quality, and this one has a magnetic cap and the eau de toilette does not. So whatever that's worth, maybe you want to just get the Parfum just because of that. For some reason, you know, magnetic cap is a game changer or whatever. For me it is. I don't know why, but it's always a nice little touch. And the eau de toilette does not have it, unfortunately. So anyway, that's it for this list. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know, do you have a signature scent? What is your signature scent? Would love to hear it. Always great spending some time with you. Always happy to speak with you, and thank God that I have the ability to gather this collection and to make these videos and to interact with you. So just wanted to give a second there for a little bit of gratitude. Have a great rest of your day. I'll be coming at you with some more videos this week. Take care, guys. See you on the next one at the Fragrance Fraternity.